Live. And hello, it's great to have you today, Natalie.
Thank you.
So my name is Cindy, and thank you for coming to my channel. And I like to do interviews with other teacher friends, and I've met Natalie through the Nancy Taylor course, right?
Yes.
And then I've also really enjoyed her videos that she's putting on her channel, and I thought that my YouTube friends would enjoy hearing about her and checking out what she's got to offer. And so thank you for coming, Natalie.
Thanks for having me.
I was wondering if you could just share a little bit more about yourself.
Yes. So my name's Natalie, and so I went to school to be a special education teacher. So I taught in the classroom for 4 years, and I absolutely loved it. But then after having my second kid, I wanted to stay home and raise my kids, because I feel with working at a brick and mortar school, someone else was raising my kids with how much time I was there. So I wanted to be home and found online teaching. So that's how I got here.
Yeah. Well, way back when I had my first kid, there was no online teaching. So I might have gotten hooked back then too, but I was like, I didn't work when I raised my kids at all. So my heart goes out to you guys. I'm glad that you with little kids can manage to. I don't know if I could have done it though, doing little kids and online teaching. So
you teach the bare minimum. It's not like a full-time, part-time. It's like less than part-time.
Yeah. I think it's really great though, because it gives you an outlet. Like you don't have to feel like you're, stuck at home with nobody to talk to. It gives you that, and you could feel creative. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember days of just feeling like, what am I doing? Like, and these little kids, like I started acting like them after a while. Wait a second, I'm an adult. So how did you find you work for VIPKid, right?
Yes. So I've worked for VIPKid now for 2 years. Just signed my fourth contract, sorry. So after choosing to stay home, I knew I still needed to work. I still needed that income stream. So then I started, before I quit, but I started searching for online teaching jobs because I absolutely love teaching. Mm-hmm. And then that's how I found VIPKid, through Google search and YouTube search. That's how I came across VIPKid. I'm like, what? And it was really enticing because of the hours, actually, because I can work before my kids get up and it's not interfering with that schedule. So I really liked that part of the VIPKid.
Right.
And that the lessons are all done for you. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, and it's pretty good pay for being at home and not having to go anywhere.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about gas and, that kind of stuff.
No.
So now you've worked for VIPKid and Outschool? Are those two companies?
Yeah, just those two companies.
Okay.
And Outschool, I started this summer. May, I believe, is when I started. So last year, it's like, the year is January. I still say this year. Yeah. But the summer of 2020, I started with Outschool.
Yeah. Great. Okay. So do you still work? What's your schedule for VIPKid right now?
So from the beginning of the last year to now, I have cut back my hours. So I work 4 days a week and usually 2 to 3 classes a day in the morning. And I start at 4:30, and I have a good set of regulars, so I can consistently count on them and being booked in that time, which is great.
Oh, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. And that's good to know too, because a lot of people I have a friend that actually, she just got hired for VIPKid, and she's like, I don't know, there's so many teachers. I'm like, just hang on. A lot of people are kind of cutting back, or, even just changing companies and things like that. So people changes. So,
and once those students who really like you as a teacher and resonate with you, they're going to, at least mine, they're going to be with you forever because they love you.
Yeah, I know. I have regulars, but mine have kind of turned over a little bit. Like all of a sudden I'm like, oh no, where's so and so? Like I haven't seen her in a while. So I would send a card or whatever, and then they kind of make changes too. So
Yes, they do.
yeah,
And for me, even the time zone change affects,
yeah,
because then
that's
I
true.
do not want to teach any earlier anymore. The first year I did, and it was really hard. So I kept my teaching time the same. So then I lost those guys. But
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
okay.
yeah. They kind of make adjustments too.
Mhm.
So, what level do you like to teach the best for
Well,
VIP kids?
2 and 3 are my favorite. Um, because I feel like you can still have enough conversation and have fun with them, but it's not so energy draining where you have to be like
Yeah, yeah,
puppet all the time. So 2 and 3 are my favorite.
yeah.
Absolutely favorite.
Well, now
And
we've got the songs. Like, so in my schedule, I don't mind like one level one in the midst of like five. Usually, I get all different levels.
uh,
And if I have a level one, I'm like, okay, that'll be good because that'll kind of get me up and moving around. But if I had too many level sixes or sevens, I think I would be like, because if you don't get one that is interactive, it can be really hard to just
mhm.
you don't have to really be that exciting, but it's hard to add to those lessons with older kids, I think.
Yeah, and you like feed off of each other.
Yeah.
Because I've had some level threes who are just like not wanting to be there for whatever reason. They're busy. I understand, but it's hard to be like, yay. And they're like, no,
Yeah.
just go.
Yeah. I've seen a difference though, like since we've had all the shutdown stuff. I think the kids thrive better when they have a really busy schedule personally.
Mm,
I think now I've seen more students a little more disinterested than they were before. Like I had a girl today that was like, she's like, more reading. She did structural adaptations, and there were a lot of hard words in there for her.
oh no.
And I was like, yeah, this is like school, But I think that they're getting a little bit away from that rigorous schedule, which I think is affecting them a little bit.
Yeah, that's not
Right?
their routine. I can see that.
They're not pushing themselves as much.
Mhm.
Jason said he dropped level one certification a month ago, and it was such a good decision.
Oh, that's funny.
This is another fun thing that you can do with the
Oh,
stream,
cool.
the comments out on the front. And hello, Kathy Kelly.
I've
She's
actually not taught level one.
You haven't
Actually,
taught level one.
no, I'm not certified either.
I don't mind it. Like I said, I don't mind once in a while. I wouldn't want to do it like all level one, but I don't mind doing. I had one today. They completely switched the level one to a whole new program, which I don't really like as much. But I haven't seen the old one in forever. And I had the old one with where did they go today? Can't think of the country now. It was with Lonnie, and I can't think of the country at the moment, but I was like, oh, it's the old one. I was really surprised. So what do you think your qualities for a good teacher? What do you think?
I think I'm very easy to adapt to the lesson and to what the student needs. So whatever that may be, I think I can quickly adjust, I feel and not miss a beat and not be like, well, like, what do I do now? And I think that's awesome that I can do that. And maybe that's just years of teaching experience behind me, but some people can just flip the lesson or what they need to do to fit and go the direction of the student. So I think that's awesome that I can do that.
Yeah, I think that's good too. I think teachers need to always be ready to
Mm-hmm.
if needed. I know some people are perfectionists and they have to have everything all planned out, which I think is great, but you have to be ready. Like if something happens, I'm going to switch.
Yeah, if something doesn't go according to plan, what is your plan? That's important. Have a plan for everything.
Yeah. So Kathy Kelly says she teaches 5 or more level 1 classes in a row, and it's like having a 2-hour long workout. I did one of those classes last week, and I'm like, I think I just did my workout.
Oh my goodness.
I can imagine that you should make a video about that, Kathy, because that would be great to see. So what are your goals? I have here VIPKid, or what are your goals like in your teaching, online virtual teaching career? What are you looking at?
So with both companies, so VIPKid and Outschool, I do want to recruit for both of them. Right now I've done more with Outschool. Recruiting wise, I think it's just because I don't know. I teach math on Outschool, so I'm just a little more familiar with the teaching part of it. But I do want to start recruiting for VIPKid as well. So putting up some videos on YouTube, and then as well as talking about it on Instagram. So that's one goal I have.
Okay. So are you looking at being like, what are you working on? Like, I know you're in the Nancy Taylor course, and I know you have a lot of good videos. I wanted to share that, like, on your channel. Why don't you just share like what types of videos you're putting up right now?
So right now you can find videos all about the application process and tech tutorials. So like using Nearpod. I like to use Kahoot in my classes, which is a game show game.
Okay.
And those are really fun. So I have tutorials on how to create one and also use it on Zoom, because that's a little different in using these games on Zoom online.
Yeah. So like for Kahoot, does all the kids have to have a phone to do that, or do they do it right on the computer?
They can do it right on the computer. So in the chat box, you'll send them a link, and then they click on it, and it will just open up a new tab. With Kahoot, you do have to direct your students to split their screen, because on the student side, they're going to see 4 colors for the answer, and that's it. On your screen you're sharing, then you're going to see the question that the student is answering and the answers, but on their side they only see the colors. So it's easier if they have another device, but that's not always an option. And there is an app.
That's something I'll have to learn, but
well,
doing Kahoot, yeah.
I do have another video. I'm pretty sure it comes out next week about a site. It's called Quizzy. It's very similar to Kahoot, but you don't have to share your screen, because the student can see the question, they can see the answers right on their device when they click on it. So on their computer or their a second device, they can see all of that. So you don't have to show them or tell them how to split their screen. So I'm really excited
so
about
my
this.
question is, how long does it take you to make up games like that?
Not very long at all. So Kahoot has its own library. So you can search within that library for other Kahoots teachers have made, and then you can edit that one, or you can create your own. You can add like a picture for your question and add in all the answers, and that's it.
Okay.
5 questions long, 10 questions long. It's really simple.
Does this work if the student is doing a lesson on the iPad?
Yes, because there is an app for Kahoot. Okay. And you can create a Kahoot from the app as well. You don't have to use a computer.
Okay. I'll have to look into that. But still work. I saw that you had some really cute games. Like you had a game board, and then you moved the pieces around on Canva. And I was like, oh, that is so cute. I like that. So I actually, I'm trying that, but
good.
A little bit. Like, I don't mind the game itself. It's just doing it on Zoom, having the students do it, having the questions, putting all of that stuff together is time consuming in my opinion.
But once you have it, you always have it for that
Right,
class.
right,
You can just
right.
use it over and over and over again.
Right. So in my situation, I'm doing Outschool, but I'm not really getting fully booked. So I keep kind of tweaking my classes to see if, you know, what's going to work, what's going to bring in my audience or students or whatever, learners. Okay. So great. So how many videos do you think you have on your channel so far?
33.
Okay. Good.
I
Wow.
looked, I just looked. So yeah.
Great. So excellent. Yeah. So anything else you want to share with us?
I absolutely love teaching for both companies, and I think they're great. So I am excited to continue creating videos for both companies and as well as the tech tutorials. I really like the tech tutorials, so I'm going to keep going with that as well.
When I kept, your name on the YouTube group is called, or YouTube channel is Edtechwizard, right?
Yep.
So like that, when I went to that, I thought it was going to be more like your computer, how to use your computer, how to do, I like the game aspect of it.
Yes, it's all. So my last year teaching at the brick and mortar school, I got my educational technology endorsement. So, and that is all about using technology for education. Like, what technology can we put into education to make that the learning experience better or enhance the learning? So that's how that came about.
I wish I had a video of my technology that I learned in college because it's hilarious. Like we had these like we had to do everything so different. It's like, and then I had many years where I had kids. I didn't even get a computer first when they came out. And so once I got a computer, I'm like having to catch up.
Yeah.
Even to the point where I got a new MacBook Pro and I can't even print on my printer. I have to put, like, say the game, I have to put it together on my computer, put it in my drive, and print it from my phone.
Oh, wow.
I can't figure out how to get my computer to read my printer. It's really annoying.
That would be
really annoying. So that's what I had to do with the game, because I thought I could do it online with this kids, or I could just make like a board, you know, just print it out and make a board and just use it 2D until I'm comfortable using it as a 3D on the screen type of thing. And I think either way, kids are okay with that.
I think so too. I've used my phone as a second like document camera so they can see the game board. And I have a class with M&Ms. I use math or M&Ms to do multiplication problems. And when I've asked students which one they can see better, my screen, because I have the same thing on my screen where I can move the pieces, or the M&Ms, and the majority of them said my screen. I don't know if that's just because like
do it that way.
Yeah, they rather see it on my screen, or it was easier. I don't know. They just said that one was
kind of conditioned now. Like they're being conditioned to kind of like that's comfortable to them.
Yeah.
It's familiar to them. So this is a really funny story. When I was kind of new to Outschool, I had a student for a class. And what was this class? Oh, it was finger knitting. So we weren't really doing any technology or anything. We were just doing finger knitting. And he was really interested. He had this huge, long thing he had already made before class. But he spent the whole 30 minutes untangling his yarn because it had been all tangled up. So after the 30-minute class, he was like, let's do something on Zoom. And I was like, well, what do you want to do? He's like, well, let's annotate. And I'm like, what is annotate? So he actually showed me, we spent another half hour. He showed me all around Zoom. I made him the host. He showed me like where he lived in New York. He used Google Earth. And it was it was
How old was he?
He was only like 7 or 8. He was just a
Oh,
small kid. And he showed me how to, like, I had never used the whiteboard on Zoom and all these other features. And he basically showed me the ropes of Zoom. It was hilarious. And it was great. And then he was like, show me where you live. I'm like, no. I mean, I'm like, who are you? Are you, like, you know, it was just hilarious. He was so cute though. But this is, they're used to it. They're used to the terms like share your screen and things like that.
Yep. They know exactly what it is.
So we'll see what happens. I'll try to catch up. I'm learning little by little and I'm just trying to learn something new as I go along. But one of my favorite things is, like, I'm using ManyCam. Do you use that?
I don't, and I'm really interested in it, but I haven't used it.
Yeah, so I have like ManyCam, but then I also hook up my iPad to my screen so I can show things on my iPad so that I don't have to always share my screen. I have it in my computer to hook up to my iPad. So then I use my iPad as a touch screen.
Mm-hmm.
So that to me works out. That to me is easier than trying to put everything on my computer screen.
Yeah, to have that two screens, that would be.
So I've seen people do that before, and then I tried it, and it took me a long time to figure it out. But I finally figured it out, but I don't have too many. The next thing I'm learning is I got this mouse that it's like a gaming mouse, and it has numbers on it. And you're supposed to be able to switch like you have these camera feeds in the ManyCam, and you're supposed to switch by holding this instead of touching your computer.
Okay.
For gamers, like my kids were all excited about it. But yeah, but I can't figure out how to add it to my MacBook Pro. I'm not sure if it's compatible. I've tried. So now I need to find a group that does MacBooks. If there's a group that does MacBook Pro and has this type of mouse, that might be a long shot.
That is very specific. But you could ask in the MacBook Pro group.
Right. I'm going to today sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I've been enjoying your videos.
Thank you.
We also have a support group that you set up, which is really awesome.
Yes, it's been.
Yes.
That's a lot of fun just to kind of gather all the teachers so we can share ideas with channels and stuff and help support.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the great things about teaching online that has been awesome is just getting to know other teachers and kind of learning from each other, supporting each other, you know, asking questions and getting answers. And, you know, that's what I like about this whole thing. Like when I first joined to teach online, I was just thinking about teaching kids. And I realized that we could have a teacher community that really was a big bonus.
Yeah, it is so cool to connect with like people around the world. Like even if you're a teacher, you're still kind of stuck to the teachers in the building and then maybe teachers throughout the district. But now it's all over the world. You have that many more ideas. It's awesome.
Yeah. And that much more encouragement and just, you know, fun to support each other. So just thank you for that group. And, you know, thank you for all of your efforts for the teacher community.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And if anybody's watching, well, I always say this, if you're watching this video, obviously you're watching the video. So I got to stop saying that. But yeah, if you are interested in connecting with Natalie or with me or whatever, all you have to do is post a comment below, you know, ask a question, and we usually get the comments right away in our email or even through YouTube. And that's what we want. We want interaction. We want to know what you guys might want for help. You know, if you watched a video and you think, I really like that idea, but it wasn't clear, with this certain thing, you know, we could go back and make a new video to help clear up something, you know, or to make something sound easier or whatever. So, you know, that's what YouTubers want to do. Like, they want to have the interaction with the audience, and that's what makes it fun to have more people join in. Like, all these people, I have Jason in the chat box and Kathy Kelly, and it says 4 people are watching, but these are people that I've seen through YouTube. And now, have you ever gone to any meetups with VIPKid?
I actually have not. I've wanted to try the virtual one.
Yeah, those are really fun too. I actually had my own for VIP for the iPad users last week, and then I realized there's a whole bunch of people. They kind of go from one meetup to the other, and it's just a really awesome way to make friends. So that's another option. I'm gonna do like a knitting one and a finger knitting one coming up, and I might do another iPad one because iPad is a great secondary device for, you know, if your computer, something happens, you can teach on your iPad in a pinch.
Yep, I've done that.
Yeah, and it's also something that you can use as a tool in your classroom.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just really like my iPad.
No, it's awesome.
So you have an iPad too?
Yeah, I've had to teach VIPKid classes from my iPad. My computer, for whatever reason, doesn't have internet, or like in between classes, I've just had to switch. And an Outschool class one time, there was an internet service, something happening in my area, so it went down like 5 seconds before my class started. So I actually taught that class from my phone on using Zoom for Outschool, because I can't do that for VIPKid, but I use my phone to teach my class. It was awesome.
Oh,
hard. So you definitely like have to teach a class using that device to know where everything is, but it worked.
But you can't like share your screen or anything like that.
I'm pretty sure you can on your phone. Mm-hmm.
Oh my word! Wow, you should do a video about that. That would be a good one.
I should teach class from your phone.
What if your computer goes down and you have to teach? Because I've heard people ask, "Can you teach Outschool from your iPad?" And then you can teach it from your phone. So you should do one on that, because I bet you that would be a really good one.
That is a really good idea. Yeah, if you have Zoom, if you have the Zoom app, you can, and I'm pretty sure you can share your screen.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah. So if you want help with that, like if you want somebody to come on as a student, that would be a good thing too. You could have somebody come on the Zoom as a student and share what you would do, since it wouldn't be a regular Outschool class. That would be good. The wheels are turning.
Awesome. Yes, they are.
Video on that one. So Jason says his app crashed yesterday and he was able to quickly switch to the iPad while his computer app reloaded. Yep. Yeah. And so with the iPad for VIPKid, if you don't get in on 0-0 to your class, no matter what, they will give you a teacher no-show. But I'm here to tell you, one time I was sitting here in my chair. I thought my classes were over, and I went to do my feedback, and I realized I had one more class. And it was like 10 minutes into the class, and it was like at night. So I was like half asleep, and I jumped out of my chair, ran to my iPad, turned it on, and my student hadn't been there yet, but she came in. So she was like 15 minutes late. I was like 10 minutes late. And the class didn't get canceled, but I don't know if they still do that. Like, I don't know if the company will totally shut it off or not, but I got away with it that one time.
I think that's lucky. Probably because she wasn't there.
It was, because the student hadn't showed up. So but I don't know how that works, because I hadn't signed in. But I just sat down. I thought I was all done. I had like 5 in a row, and I just thought it was the last one. I was like, how in the world did I do that? But that wasn't normal. Obviously, that only happened once. But with the iPad, even if you're doing the iPad, some people are like on the phone with the firemen, and they think that, if I'm on the phone saying I'm coming, then they won't. No, they'll shut it off if you're there. But if you get in at 00:00 and you're in the class and then something happens, they do give you a grace time, like 2 to 3 minutes. But if you lose more than 2 to 3 minutes, then they won't give it to you. You might get a teacher IT in that case, but yeah, so it can be a little complicated.
I think if you're fast enough. I had one class, I was on my computer, and then something happened, and it just wasn't working, and I can't remember, but I had to run upstairs, grab my iPad, and I'm running back downstairs, I'm getting into the classroom. So I think if you're fast enough, then it's fine, because that had a finished as scheduled finish on it.
Was that in the middle of the class or at the beginning?
In the middle of the class?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but
yeah, if it's in the middle of the class, in the middle of the class, I've had something happen, and then I go to my iPad, get on my iPad, teach a little bit, and then go back to the computer again. I've done that, as long as it's not too long.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to kind of know. I just tell people, know your iPad a little bit. Don't expect it to be there in an emergency and you have no idea how to use it, because when you're going like this and you're stressing out, it's not time to learn the iPad.
On purpose, teach a class from your iPad so you know how to use it.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. So where is it that you actually live? What state?
Utah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Great. Okay. So do you guys have snow today?
No. It has melted away.
Oh, wow.
No snow. Yesterday it was 45 degrees, so we went outside for a walk.
Nice.
It was spring weather here. It's awesome.
Oh, wow. Well, we just got almost a foot of snow last night. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we're traveling most of the day. We live in New Hampshire.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're kind of north. But we were getting away with not too much snow until last night. Now we have a lot.
No snow. I think it's going to come our way, though.
Yeah, probably. Probably not done for the winter yet.
No, I don't think so.
We're getting close. We're over a little bit of the hump. All right. Thank you so much. And I'll see you around. Okay.
Thanks for having me, Cindy.
The video of the phone, teaching on the phone.
Yes, I think that's an awesome idea.
Great. All right. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you, Cindy. Bye.